from this container here. It's a total mess, but as you can see, I've already started cleaning some things out. And I'm going to carefully clean it out because I really do have live flowers in here that have reseeded themselves. And these here are California poppies. Carefully trying not to damage them, for this thing will be full of California poppies soon. Well, we'll do another update in about 20 minutes and see how it's coming along. You can see I've gotten this all the way cleaned out now. Believe it or not, all these plants that you still see in here are flowers. There's a couple of these. These will get quite a bit bigger too. The seeds have blown in here, and as you can see, I have lots of California poppies. That's what these are. These are baby California poppies. Now this whole thing needs to be cleaned up and painted, but because I don't have any paint, it'll have to wait till next year. It's going to be the rustic look on this fairy garden. I had this looking really cute last year. I'm cleaning it out. This did have strawberries in here, but I guess my strawberry plants have died now. So no more strawberries for Grandma in this container because I would have to go buy some. So I'm going to let the California poppies grow up and fill in this thing. And I'm going to put some accessories in, and we'll see how it looks. These are all the accessories that were in here last year. I haven't taken this one apart in a year. I had these two little fairies in here. They're all dirty because I haven't cleaned them up yet. And this path and this strawberry house, because I had strawberry plants in there. And as you can see, some of the paint has come off. I probably am not going to try to paint this one this year. I think starting next year, I'm going to do a lot of painting projects on my fairy garden and touch up all my containers. But because I can't go buy brushes and paint, except what I already have here, I think I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wash all this and thoroughly clean it and put it back in the container that they just came out of. Here we are out in the front yard. This here, as you can see, has two little tiny hooks, and it used to have a swing that used to swing back and forth from this, and the swing came off. No sense throwing anything away because we can use it for something else. So what I did, as you can see, I took that tire swing right there. Now I could get some more string and retie it and hang it back up, and I may very well do it. But I thought I would do something a little different with it for a little while and put around one of my little California poppies that's coming up in this container. And here I have two little fairies sitting back and relaxing. Little brother just laying back and enjoying the beautiful day, and sister yelling at him to get up and start doing something. Stop being a lazy boy. Come on, get up, she's yelling at him. It's time to go do stuff around here. And they live in this cute little strawberries house, and this I've had for, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 years. So it's not new. It does need to be painted, so that I'm going to have to do maybe this next year. So here, the path is probably about a year or 2 old also. Nothing in this container is new. Not even did I plant the plants. These seeds flew in here from last year's garden, and that's where all these plants came. So this is 100% free fairy garden. Even all the plants. And a couple years ago we were cutting and trimming back some plants, And all this is, let me see if I can get up and get it and show you, just a little piece of wood. But doesn't it look great? Like it's like two tree trunks coming out of the ground. When I saw that, I said, oh, I need that for my fairy garden. So it's usually in one of the fairy gardens. I do move it around a lot. It's not plastic, it's real wood that it's been in my fairy garden for at least a year or two. It's not even new. This little thing I got a year or so ago, little scooter for my little fairies. But I just thought I would share my free fairy garden with you. Now usually I would just paint this chair. It looks terrible. It used to be black and I spray painted it I think last year or the year before. It's been at least a year or two since it's been spray painted. I don't know why the paint's not staying on very good because it hasn't been that long since it's been painted. But because we're supposed to be staying home, I haven't bought any spray paint to redo it. So I think it's just going to be the weathered look this year. And next year I'm going to repaint it. But I thought it turned out pretty good. This area, usually this chair and this fairy garden's been out here about a year or two now. This fence was going to get painted this year because it needs it really bad. But because of the shutdown, that pretty well washed that idea. And I even have someone to paint it already. I just haven't had him come over because of this virus going around. So I just thought I would share with you the good and the bad of my yard. This yard right now in the front looks terrible, these flower beds, but it will start looking better here in a few months when things start filling out. And I have put a lot of seeds in here, so a lot of things will start growing. So this is my free fairy garden this week. Like I said, we're going to be doing a lot of free gardens from now on. So, because Grandma's not going to be buying any fairy supplies at all this whole year. I want you to know we're in the 4th month now of this year, and I have not bought one thing, and even very little of this. I haven't bought hardly any plants. But I have bought a couple plants. Most of my fairy gardens are going to be done with succulents this year or things that just come up from seed. Now these I didn't even plant. All these plants are seeds that just blew in here from last year. So these are not even new seeds. And that's one thing you'll notice about my yard. I believe in doing a lot of things the way nature does it naturally. So I grow a lot of things like a little food forest. Everything just comes up all by itself. And because I can't go out and buy very much, my stuff this year is going to be tough. It's not even going to even get hardly any food. It's just water and whatever happens in the yard. But we'll see what happens. It could pretty well, another month or two, everything might open back up and I can start going back to the nurseries. But right now, it's interesting and fun to see what's growing up all by itself naturally, just from seeds from last year in my garden. Just thought I would share this with you. Don't forget, my channel is designed for adults interested in gardening, home decor, DIY projects, cooking, cleaning, whatever Grandma can come up with. As you see, there's lots of variety on my channel, and I'm not fixing up all these fairy gardens for children. I'm fixing them up for people that are interested in miniature gardening like me. So, not that my grandkids don't come over and look at this, and I do have some plastic fairies and some plastic things the kids can play with. But most of these gardens they aren't allowed to play with because they're breakable. Bye-bye for now, my awesome followers. I hope you enjoyed another free fairy garden from Grandma Sandy.